I wanted to thank Blueland for sponsoring today's video.
Mom, you spilled them.
I spilled some, yeah, I'm gonna. It's gonna spill some every single time. We're about to head out to the garden, but I wanted to share something with you real quick. I have switched, I've switched my cleaning products. I've used the same cleaning products for years. 6 months ago, there was a company that asked me to promote their cleaning products, and I said, you know, I'm really happy with what I have, but you can send me some samples. And that was 6 months ago, and I do love their products. So now I've fully switched over to a company called Blueland. And today I'm gonna show you their toilet bowl cleaner tablets. But if you buy the starter pack, you're gonna get this cool little tin, and you fill it with these little toilet bowl cleaner tabs. And what I love about them is that there's no plastic. And the fizziness of them really helps me clean my toilet bowls. I really like the cleaner. It works super well. Also, I like their dishwasher detergent tabs. Once again, I love them because no plastic. And all the ones I've used in the past are wrapped in plastic, and these aren't. So that's a big plus. They're also affordable, good ingredients, and they work. These work better than the ones I've used for years and years and years. Blueland's products are people and planet friendly. They use no single-use plastic in any component, from bottles, tablets, and wrappers to shipping. All products are free of phosphates, chlorine, bleach, parabens, VOCs, ammonia, triclosan, and phthalates. They are hyperallergenic and sourced from vegan and non-GMO ingredients. And they've given you guys a 15% off coupon if you use my link below. And I'm gonna go ahead and start the dishwasher and head out to the garden for our big garden day.
This is a $34 flame weeder from Harbor Freight, and this is my favorite cheap one that I've ever used. I've had a couple cheap ones. Should you get a flame weeder for your garden, you gotta be super careful with pine needle mulch, and here's why. Oh no, we have a garden fire. Potatoes are planted here, and I'm taking the last chance to flame weed this. So I'm just shooting along the edge here and hitting this type of stuff. Tiny, tiny weeds. This is what a flame weeder is most effective on. Flame weeders are not effective like Roundup. When you spray Roundup on a plant, it kills the plant to the roots. A flame weeder just knocks off the green growth. If that is a tiny weed like this, it will kill it. But if it's a more mature grass like this with a well-developed root system, you're just gonna burn off the top, and then it will grow back from these roots. Annual crops are extremely sensitive to heat and flame, more so even than tiny grasses. Perennials are much, much tougher. Most of the weeds you're trying to get rid of are perennial weeds. Some plants actually love fire. River cane, when a fire burns through, river cane pops back from its deep underground roots. Does have a great application. Prep your beds, let the little weeds sprout, then flame weed, then plant. That's the best way to use a flame weeder. All right, let's check and see if this tarp effectively killed all the weeds under here in about 2 weeks.
Skink has a double it over?
Yep.
Skink, skink. Oh, nice. Come on. Get him. Watch out, there may be more.
Arthur and Justice are gently reforming the beds. Watch out for my things growing right there.
This area looks amazing and is completely weed free after pulling that tarp. The problem with what we're doing reforming the beds like this is we'll stir up seeds that are deeper, so we will have some weeds sprout. The ideal thing would be our beds are 100% prepped, then we tarp them, then we pull the tarps, then we plant, or prep the beds, let the weeds sprout, flame weed them, and plant. We're a little out of sync, but it's okay. Because the tarping is way better than not tarping, even if you're gonna stir up some new weed seeds.
All I have to say, with what Arthur was talking about, you don't have to garden perfectly to have a beautiful, productive garden. There are ways to garden more efficiently to make it easier and cause less work for you. And so when you don't do that, more work. So I already talked about in the last video that I made a mistake by not covering my garden, and this got covered before we worked on the beds, and it's all okay. I've gardened long enough to know that it's all gonna be okay.
Okay, so this is the rake. This is Brianna's rake.
Wasn't Dad just burning?
He will. Daddy will figure it out. Daddy's really smart. So you're gonna. So what you're gonna do though is instead of just doing it a little bit, you're gonna go farther. Watch your toes.
Okay, I'm having huge trouble getting this wood handle out. I'm not trying to completely burn the wood out. I'm just trying to get rid of that glue bond. Not the best idea to carve fiberglass, but cut the fiberglass. And it's actually a hollow fiberglass handle. I 100% decided I wasn't gonna use the fiberglass. I was like, I'll just find a piece of wood. So searching, there's not a piece of wood. I'm used to living in a place where there's like endless resources of junk piles, wood piles, boards, barn wood, trees. I think I'm just gonna tape the fiberglass handle on because this is worse than how we started. We need to rake these beds. Wow, that looks really good. Those beds look great. Very shapely.
So much faster than me. I'm slow and steady. I do get it done.
I have a bigger hoe though.
You do? Switch with me.
Bigger hoe is harder.
Is it? This one's lighter though, it's nice.
It is a nice hoe. I don't think it's not really fast. It'll work for a little. How long do you think that rake fix will last?
Depends on who's using the rake.
And how they use it.
And how they use it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice for now though.
He's got a nail through it, but it's not ideal. Pretty upset about it still. You may not know why we brought fork. Some of you do for sure. But just a way to loosen the soil without the downsides of tilling in a no-till bed. It helps the plant's roots penetrate deeper, which can actually help your plants grow, but also it's a way to somewhat speed the deepening of your topsoil. You're kind of disturbing the layers. In this case, we have heavy clay topped with a pretty distinct layer of added compost, and we're kind of mixing them just slightly and breaking that set line there, letting water and roots penetrate down into the deeper soil. Okay, so these 5 beds are basically pulled up, broad forked, roughly raked. Now that everyone pitched in on that big hard thing, we're gonna split off in different directions and do kind of our own side projects. Okay, I'm having 2 of them start a little entrepreneurial project selling comfrey plants. I just have a massive amount of roots to make root cuttings and start a bunch of comfrey plants. Comfrey is a beautiful perennial, I guess you could call it an herb. Bree has a tiny one right here and it has beautiful purple blooms on it. I thought we were gonna have to use some of these tiny trays and some of these regular size trays, but Grace found these. These are the perfect size for starting them. And so we're just using basically, just kind of reusing, recycling Bree's old pots. Okay, Bree's comfrey plant is tiny and scrawny, but the comfrey plants at the homestead that these came from, I mean, look at the size of these. Some of these were almost 3 feet tall, covered with blooms. Look at how many roots and crowns I got here.
How much pots is this? We need some more back there. So you guys need some more back there.
No, I think that's okay.
Okay, the next step is going to be to take these comfrey root cuttings, and I'll tell you from a lot of experience, if you take a piece of a root like this and throw that in the ground, it will grow a plant, unless it gets completely smothered. Well, if I throw this in the ground, this is not a crown, actually, it's a broken off root. This will pop a plant out very quickly. If I throw a crown in like this that has some plant on it, this will grow, like in days it'll be growing leaves. So let's do like, of all these loose roots to start with, let's do like 3-inch sections or so, okay? And they can be a little longer, you can curl them in there. Yeah, you can help break these up.
Dada, break that.
You can break these.
Okay.
And try to keep the little hair roots on if they have them. If not, it's okay. Okay, if you're wondering what variety these are, this is called a Bocking 14. It's a Russian comfrey. I guess it's a cultivar, so it's a sterile variety. Sterile means it will not spread by seed, which I believe is the best thing. You don't want it to spread by seed because you don't want it to become invasive. These aren't native to North America. They're native. You can break one of these. They're native to Asia, Russia, and so I like having a sterile variety that won't spread wildly by seeds. These will stay confined around the area you plant them in, or they're not going to jump to your neighbor's yard, they're not going to jump across your yard. All right, what were you guys saying you're going to do with these big leftover crowns that we have?
We're going to plant them here to get more roots if we want them.
Yeah, because these will explode, and then you can dig up more roots, even as soon as later this summer if you want to do another batch. What are you planting?
Peppers.
Peppers. Sweet peppers?
And spicy.
And spices. All right, awesome.
Yeah, the next to last row, because these 3 will be corn. And then peppers, and then flowers. And the reason is because deer don't like peppers, and deer don't like the flowers that I'm planting. So it'll be like a little hedge of protection.
I don't buy it. I don't think deer don't like peppers that much.
They don't.
You see how the color of those beds? I think the peppers need to go in the red one there, because they're used to southern Italy and depleted soils, right? Not depleted, but just like dry. They just pop into greenery when you plant them in a bed that's too rich. You know what I'm talking about?
That bed's not that rich. It's deceiving to the eye.
Okay.
I think it'll be fine. We'll do serrano, jalapeno. Arthur picked those out. Keystone, which is like just a regular sweet bell pepper that will turn red, yellow, or green. And this is a pepper, I forget the variety, but I wrote purple. So this is a variety that'll turn purple.
All right, what do you see?
A mole or a vole. The ground was moving under the soil, which makes me think I can't plant sweet potatoes.
Oh, you found the tunnel.
It was going towards
That's a mole
Daddy.
tunnel, I'm pretty sure, not a vole tunnel.
How can you tell the difference?
Because of the size. Moles are like 6 times bigger than voles. Planting comfrey root cuttings, the easiest thing in the world, basically. Is this completely planted?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna take a section. You're gonna take a little section and you're just gonna stick it down about 1 inch. You can't really go wrong planting it flat because the plant's gonna grow from one end to the other. Actually, it could probably grow from anywhere, but just stick them in flat. You can't really do it wrong. We'll see green, you know, anywhere from 1 to like 4 weeks. Sometimes it takes longer. Oh no, you guys are gonna run out of root cuttings. Ha ha ha. So you got about 250 plants here, including these individually. These are 3 packs. Over 200 of this size here. All right, don't tell Brianna, but I'll show you a comfrey plant I stuck in here between her Rose Campion. And you can see right there, I put it in, it's probably 2 weeks ago now. I'll just pull it out for you and show you.
Well, what are you planting?
Oops, I'm caught. It's just like a little comfrey.
You put comfrey in mine.
Does that bother you? Well,
because it'll take over my Rose Campion.
Okay, I will take this one and plant it somewhere else, and we'll pretend this is the only one. It won't take over. I can pull them out.
So just so you know, I have zinnias planted in the 2 spots that you were messing with, so please don't do
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. As soon as they pop up, we'll just pull them out.
Are they in both spots?
No, just right here.
Oh, okay.
Right here.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna take those out because my Rose Campion lives here.
Okay, cool.
They
But
don't want comfrey to live with them.
yeah, they won't be hard to take out when they're little. Just once they get established. Why would you want to plant comfrey? Well, first of all, it's a beautiful perennial and it takes up a big space. It's a nice green stroke in your garden if you're thinking of a palette. Other reasons, in permaculture, it actually can help you pull nutrients from deep in the soil. It's a little solar panel for you, collecting the sun's energy, creating organic mass, which every year will die down and kind of mulch, self-mulch that little area. I will tell you a little secret about comfrey though. It's not gonna just thrive in barren soil, but it will live and it will start the process of enriching that area. The other thing that you can do with comfrey is it's a great high protein animal feed. You could plant it in your pastures and your cows would readily gobble it down and it would come back in just a matter of weeks. But you can also pick it and feed it to your animals. Some people say you should wilt it first, but I've had great success feeding it just green to cows and goats. And if you chop it up, chickens will have a nibble too. It's not a magic plant. I don't think it's like the end all be all in permaculture or anything. It's just a beautiful plant that I've come to love. It's easy to grow, fun to give away, and looks beautiful. All right guys, how much do you think you're gonna price those?
What else? What else?
As Wilder would say, $2,000.
$2,000. Yeah, I would say a 4 or 5 retail, and if you're gonna wholesale them to a greenhouse or something, I'd say 2 probably each. That's my vote, but you know the market kind of gets to decide, so you'll see how you move them. At those prices or a little higher if you want to try a little higher. What do you like about comfrey? Or do you like comfrey?
I like that it's medicinal. There's some great uses for it, and it's pretty simple to use it medicinally. For instance, with wound care, like burn care, you can actually use comfrey as like your bandage over whatever salves or medicines you're using.
Yeah, we did that all the time in the hospital.
I bet you did. Obviously, you can make salves with it for burns and wound care of any sort. And it's all the things that I know that you use comfrey for are very easy to make and use, which that's my kind of herbalism because I'm not an herbalist. It's also really, really pretty and it's really easy to grow. So all those things make it a very ideal plant for me. I just don't want it though in my fruit and vegetable gardens. Well, I could put it in orchards. It's good for orchards, but like in my annual vegetable garden.
Definitely makes flame weeding, tarping, and everything a lot harder when you have all these spots
Where there's perennials.
where there's perennials, or even like annuals from last year. But it just makes it more challenging to manage beds and stuff if you like have random plants here and there. Though you could tarp 100%. You could tarp comfrey,
And it would come back.
and it would just pop back. So that it's like some plants, if you tarped them, it would kill them. But all right, cool. And do you mind showing me that picture on your phone? You took a picture of a beautiful comfrey plant at the farm. In case people have never seen a big one, it's about 3 feet tall.
You want me to show you a crazy picture of comfrey? I have a crazy picture of comfrey.
Where'd you get it?
Alaska.
That is crazy. It is so big.
That's why I like comfrey.
All right, so all of these round pots, a little bigger, or well, not all of them bigger, are gonna be crowns or big roots that'll grow faster. Hey Roy, you wanna see a puffball? Have you ever seen a little, it's a little round mushroom? I'll show you. This will be right up your alley. All right, can you find it, first of all? Can you find him? Look all around. See if you can find him. Oh, it's a little mushroom. Is that cool? Leave them alone. They'll usually grow really big. Guys, I am not giving you advice. Mushroom hunting advice, except maybe on morels. Do your own research with an expert, ideally with someone who knows the stuff. Most puffballs, in North America at least, are edible, and I've eaten them. But you gotta be really careful because some poison mushrooms that actually look like puffballs, but are not, are actually quite poison. Yeah, you can hold that one, but we don't eat mushrooms, right? Because they can be poison.
Yeah.
Right, so you can never just pick one and eat one, right? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, don't pick one and eat one. It doesn't have gills or anything.
Hey, no bagel stuff.
Is that cool? gonna smell it. Mmm, it smells so good. Now some of those are poison, so we don't eat them, right? All right, just throw it down on the ground, let it rot. Looks like a little marshmallow, yeah.
Okay, I am planting 12 sweet peppers and 8 spicy peppers. We have serrano and jalapeno. I'm planting them pretty far apart, about 18 inches, because last year I tried to do a more intensive planting and I just didn't get that many peppers, even though the plants were healthy. They just didn't get very big, and that's because they were planted too close together. So this year, even though I experimented with that last year, I'm going to do it the correct way this year. And we're getting them about 18 inches apart. The thing with peppers is that you don't want to plant them deep like you do tomatoes. You want to keep them pretty much on the surface. Whereas a tomato I would probably plant up to here, a pepper plant you keep shallow. One thing I'm able to do because my bed is so wide is actually it's a staggered. They look kind of close together, but they're not because those are laying down. But it's a staggered planting so I can fit more into my bed. Mama. Yeah, babe? You okay?
Behind the greenhouse here, putting in those big crowns as a spot to harvest more root cuttings in the future, and also just have a nice little comfrey patch. There's mint and flowers on this side, perennials on this side, so we're putting comfrey back here. I would hate to go through your foot.
Eat this.
Root chunk. Nice work, guys.
Mom,
Look at this crazy ant hive the kids found under a tarp. This year we've had a lot of trouble and we've had kids get bit just insanely, like never before anywhere. Like crazy bites all over their legs.
Mommy, look at this ant.
I normally wouldn't even kill ants, but they're in the garden and we keep finding nest after nest.
No.
I don't have ill will towards ants, but they, I mean, truly was torn up.
You probably have to dig it out, don't you?
Yeah, dig it up. Yeah. Can we put this in, huh?
Look at this. It's like partially
Look at all the
fired from the
Look at all those queens.
flame weeder, flame annihilator.
Oh my. Are there more down there?
You think there's more deeper? There's got to be more deeper.
Yeah.
Probably not going to impress anyone who has 3-foot ant mounds in the south, the true south.
Look at all those ants.
But it's pretty cool for up here. We don't have those.
How many more there are there?
I think we, oh, there's deep tunnels. Oh my goodness, yeah, the tunnels go deeper.
Way deep.
Way deeper. Of course they do. Yeah, you're right, of course.
Everybody has gone inside for lunch and naps. Some of the older kids might come out and join me, but I'm gonna go plant some corn, and I have debated about which method to use. There are a couple of ways that you can plant corn and be successful. You can do what's called the hilling method, and it's where you make like a 12 to 18 inch round mound, and then you plant 5 to 9 seeds in there and then thin it down. Or you can just plant them in a row. We've always done the mound method at the farm, and then last year I did the row method, so I kind of want to do the mound method, but Arthur thinks row method is best for this garden. These beds are wide enough for more than one row of corn down the middle, like way wide enough. So we're gonna do 2 and plant them close together. Are you coming to help me? Thanks. I'm thinking about it for a second, exactly how I want to do it. Can you go through and just gently spread out this compost? Just real gentle all the way down. Okay, I'm just gonna do what Arthur says, because honestly he has been way more successful than me at growing good corn. So we're just gonna do it his way. So we're gonna do corn every like 3 inches. Okay, so I dug a trough on either side all the way down. And then I'm gonna plant them about 3 inches apart, and we'll come in and thin them later. We are planting Silver Queen corn. It is our favorite, and I don't think I could get it last year. So I tried a couple different varieties. But we went to Arthur and I went on a date yesterday. We went to 4 different greenhouses / farm stores, and one of them had Silver Queen, so I got it. And if you're wondering why they're red, it's because they put like a fungicide on it. and that's not ideal, but I'm just happy to be growing Silver Queen. The rest of the process will be totally organic because I don't spray or use anything like that. I'm not super worried about it. All right, you ready? I got my plan.
What?
Do you see the trough I built all the way down on both sides? Do you see how close together I put them? All right. Be real careful because I don't have very much seed, okay? Just put them real close together. And we'll cover it with compost. This seed cost $18.50 a pound, so we're being real careful with it. Because this probably is definitely the most expensive seed I buy.
Is that for sunflowers?
Sunflowers are only $1 a pound.
$1? $1?
$1. I might not have enough seed for 3 rows. I'm gonna have to go back and get some more. So here I have my seeds. I'm just gonna poke them down and then cover them with this compost. And then pat them down. And I'll do that all the way down both sides.
Why can't we just do one? It takes so much longer.
Because corn, you need a lot of corn to have enough to eat. That's why.
Why can't you just eat one bag?
Okay, what do you think, guys? Do you think a pencil or a permanent marker will work better on plant labels?
Permanent marker.
I vote pencil. Okay, how do you spell serrano?
S-E.
We'll do pencil one side, permanent marker on the other. Serrano peppers. Never grown them before. All right, serrano peppers are over here. The jalapeno peppers in this area. These are the purple ones here. That's not a variety name. It's just they're purple. And here are the keystone peppers. All right, just planted a strip of sunflowers on the lower side of this. What's going to be a flower bed, which is on the very bottom side of the garden, but didn't film. Man, these pepper plants need watering. They're getting wilty, but it's supposed to rain too, so we'll probably need to water everything. Maybe it'll rain. We don't have to water. I think we'll plant beans in these 2 beds. Just because the sooner we plant them, the sooner Bree can pick what is happening here. Someone built a booby trap or an underground house.
What's that? What are you planting?
Beans. 3 inches maybe. Alright, and we still have kale in this bed I'm planting beans in. I'm just leaving it, but I poked some seeds down right in the middle so we can finish our harvesting off these over the next week or 2, and then the beans will take over. What do you need help with? Mostly just watering the peppers here.
Can I water them?
Yeah, from this distance and only on this setting. Don't get close and don't dig jets in the ground, okay? And cause extra erosion.
Oh, truly, you gotta share. I was about to say, babies have a snack, so you don't have to worry about them, but they're fighting over it. All right, we're leaving.
Have fun, bye-bye.
Yeah, garden's looking beautiful.
It's like an answer to prayer, it's gonna rain, but it's also, Justice has this one more section he has to mow, and as you can see, there's a few things that need to be moved. So we're gonna knock that out so he can mow, so tomorrow can actually be a total rest day. We're trying to keep Sundays as a rest day because there's so much work other days. Want me to take it? You keep mowing.
Okay.
We'll make it a little faster for you. Found this eggplant like this in the kitchen sink of Bree's house. This plant has seen some pretty severe trauma and it just needs a little love. I think With a little, I would say a little luck, but with a little love, maybe this plant can survive, if not thrive. I don't know though. Had a really bad day today. Someone dumped it out and played with it in the kitchen sink, which is a ridiculous thing to do, but little humans are sometimes ridiculous. Let's go give it a little bit of help standing up initially. With a few little stakes. All right, let's see. Maybe that plant will be okay.